the Pro stand for a whopping $999. I know, what a steal! For just $999, you too can own this piece of metal. Not a screen, not a hard drive, just a stand. And you're gonna like it. It's from Apple. So it would be absurd to think anybody that loves Apple products won't want to buy this product, right? Might have crossed the line with this one. Time might be running out because the crowd's reaction here at this conference when you revealed this $999 piece of metal says a lot.
The Visa mount adapter will be $199 and the Pro stand $999. And like the Mac Pro, they'll all be available in the fall. So that is the new Mac Pro and Pro Display XDR.
Maybe y'all didn't feel the crowd on that. Ooh, I'm gonna play it again.
And the Pro stand $999. And like the Mac Pro, they'll all be available in the fall.
I feel like he even knew he took it too far because he had that stutter. He said in the fall.
In the fall.
And please comment down below. I can't be the only one thinking, do our eyes deceive us? Is this really $999? Has Apple completely lost their minds? And y'all, I thought I was tripping for a minute. I said, I need to go do some research to figure out what is the material because y'all are treating this like this is precious and it's rare. But Apple, this is ridiculous. $999 for this? And then upon my research of trying to figure out what is in the box, all it says is Pro stand? Not a mouse, not a keyboard, not a cord, not even a Tim Cook autograph. Siri herself better be in the box for $999. And another thing about that, I'm tired of y'all doing the sales tactic stuff where we're saying $999 instead of saying what we know it's really going to be, which is well over $1,000. Instead of saying keep it a buck, give it a buck. Because after you give it a buck, that is $1,000. And I'm saying this to all the consumers out there because in your head, it feels better to see $999 because that's 3 digits. But really, all it is a dollar difference than $1,000. This is marketing at some of the highest levels. And we got to be honest about a few other things. Why is Apple comfortable getting on the stage saying they're selling a stand for $999 in the first place? As ridiculous as the price is, we got to be honest. The reason they're comfortable doing it is because they know they can. Because people are willing to buy it. Some people own every Apple product known to man that has ever been released. As soon as it's released, they are going to get it. They don't care how they're going to get it. They're going to go into debt to go get it. That, my friends, is why Apple has the audacity to be hiking up these products year after year. In many times where customers are saying the product is not getting better, it's getting worse as far as quality. But Apple, I'm going to need you to read the room on that one. They gasped at that price. They was clutching their pearls. Whoever's behind the pricing at Apple need to be fired. There should have been a control group of people who didn't know nothing about this product and the price and sit them in a room and say, $999, get the reaction, read the room, and price accordingly. I don't know, y'all. I think a business as big as Apple probably did something like that. They have money for marketing and research. So I'm just like, is this a game? Are y'all playing? Are y'all seeing how far y'all can stretch the envelope? And when people are going to say when? Is this a test to see how far they can push capitalism and consumerism until the consumers fold? Because think about it, y'all. Apple is a repeated offender of doing stuff that customers are like, we didn't ask for that. Why are you taking out accessories that we need to operate these phones effectively? And then making them go out and pay separately for said accessories in previous models that were available in the box. You know, and I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but I'm starting to feel like y'all are teaming up with Klarna. Y'all got to be teaming up with Afterpay, the credit card companies, because none of this makes sense. Surely there is some social awareness of the state of people in their pockets. Most Americans don't even have $1,000 for emergency, but they're going to pay $1,000 for an aluminum stand that don't even talk back, that don't help pay bills, that don't cook, don't clean, can't even offer emotional support. No lie. This has Klarna, Afterpay, Affirm, buy now, pay later, credit card, loans, debt, written all over it. And here's another reason why I say that. I even went to the website and this is what I see. What does that say right there? $83.25 for 12 months. It's giving for 3 easy payments. In all actuality, it's actually saying for 12 easy payments of $83. And this is how they get people. They break it down to where you're like, oh, it's only $83 for 12 months. It's $999, and I'm not even including the tax. But what's that, Apple? You said pay for your new Apple products over time, interest-free with the Apple Card. And that sounds real nice, don't it, y'all? But then when we go to the Apple Card page, on Apple's website, it says, as of January 1st, 2025, the variable APR on new Apple Card accounts ranges from what? 18.24% to a whopping 28.49%. And if you want to hide something from somebody, just put it in a book or put it in some fine print because people likely aren't going to read it. And for demonstration purposes only, because Apple ain't finna get me with this one, I went ahead and added this to my cart because I wanted to get a more accurate price. So for this stand, even though it's advertised as $999, bunch of lies, you're going to end up paying around $1,081. And if you got it to spend, do your thing. I'm not mad at all. I'm really speaking for the general public. I'm not sure that these prices are for the general public. And if Apple has a strong hold on you, which it does for a lot of people, consider your own personal finances, consider your budget, consider can you afford to go out and get the latest Apple products, because many people can't, and that's okay. I just want people to know you don't have to go out and get the latest Apple products if you can't afford to do so, and there is no pressure. Take care of yourself and prioritize what's important, which are your basic necessities. Make sure when you're going out shopping, you have a budget. Make sure you're sticking to that budget. Make sure you're not going out and just running stuff up on Klarna, Afterpay, Affirm, buy now, pay later, and breaking it up into 12 easy payments as Apple wants you to think it is. Because some of them 12 easy payments and breaking it up into 4, when it's time to pay it back, it ain't easy. Because life happens. I want everyone to remember, using these services to obtain money to buy products that are very expensive with money that you don't have, that you have not incorporated into your budget, is dangerous, especially if they're very expensive products. And when it comes to consumers spending money on Apple products, there are a lot of people just like this.
I'm so obsessed with Apple products, I done put my kids on. I done bought almost every Apple product, but I kid y'all not. Most of the products, either I lost it or don't even use it anymore. I got the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and if it ain't the Pro Max or the Plus, I don't want it. I was so obsessed with an iPad, y'all, and I done had it for a few years. I have a 9-year-old, he got the 13 Pro, and I got a 12-year-old, he got the 12 Pro. I done had the pink Apple Watch, and I had the black Apple Watch, and I can't even tell y'all how many pairs of AirPods I done had. The amount of money I done spent on Apple products is insane. Don't even get me started on how many phones I done had. I done had the 5S in different colors. I done had the 6S Plus, 8 Plus, the 10S Max, 11, the 13, and I'm at the 15. I ain't buying them all. Because listen, I could have bought me a car without the money I done gave to Apple. And I heard Apple got a lawsuit out too. So run me my money. I don't care if it's 100 or 1,000. I need it. Because the amount of money I done gave y'all, and y'all mean to tell me y'all been spying on my conversations through Siri, I need my coins right now.
This is just a real life example of people spending so much money on Apple that they're like, hey, I could have bought a car. Excuse me? And this is especially important because Apple is set to release the new iPhone 17 this September. Hopefully, if there are no more delays, because there was a lot of stuff going up in the air about tariffs and things of that sort, which means this year in 2025, we are likely to see a whole bunch of people going out to get the latest iPhone. Now, there's been a lot of speculation online about what that looks like, supposed leaks, rumors, things of that sort. But one thing that has not went away is the Fandemonium behind Apple products and the logic and the thinking behind a lot of the consumers who like to buy Apple products. There are a lot of people like this.
An Android could literally print money, and I wouldn't get one.
iPhone? Apple? Listen, I gotta get my hats off to you guys. Whatever you did to these people, man, y'all can teach a class.
Really?
Cults don't do as good as you guys do. My God. The man actually said if an Android printed money, he still wouldn't get one.
Wow.
I don't understand iPhone people in the least. And at the same time, I understand them absolutely. iPhone people are the equivalent of standing in line to get into some club just because somebody's going to see them in there, even though they know that club sucks. Like when you could walk right across the street to an actual club that has what you're really looking for, but because nobody thinks it's the hip place to be, you don't go there. iPhone people are more concerned with being seen with an iPhone than being concerned with what the phone can actually do for you. I've never owned an iPhone, so I will never understand, obviously, and I don't want to understand. I don't want this level of delusion around a device that I use to look at videos online and make a few phone calls. Like, it's not that deep.
Honestly, I couldn't feel him even more. As somebody who has been a forever Samsung user, and this is a Samsung S8, and somebody who also has the iPhone 15 Pro Max, for business purposes, I'm going to take my cracked screen Samsung any day over going into debt or buying an expensive iPhone just to say that I have the latest one. See, but what we have to understand is this difference. This is Symone in real life, and this is the business. So even if we take that out of consideration and I just say, Symone in real life, what do you do? Crack screen. Why? Because it's never that deep to pay that much money for something when the whole function of the phone, in my opinion, is to be able to make phone calls in the event that I need to, take some pictures here and there, which I'm not really a big picture person, and make sure that I have constant communication. Now, do I think that it makes sense to go out every year after year buying the latest iPhone when you don't need to, especially if it's just for status? Absolutely not. I don't understand why normal people would be doing that. Honestly, it's just a thing that keeps a lot of people constantly in the Apple store, buying the latest and greatest Apple products year after year, just because it's there, just because it's new, and just because everybody is talking about it. And some people do so blindly, which is kind of scary because they're not considering their actual financial situation. Now, I heard with this new iPhone, it's supposed to be a little bit different as far as the prices. Allegedly, this is rumored because tariffs and things like that are still up in the air. So apparently, because of that, the release of the iPhone has been delayed. But a lot of people have been complaining about the hearsay prices that have been advertised on TikTok and on social media, which has led a lot of people to come out with videos like this.
What happened to your iPhone people? What? Why y'all so scared of that price tag? I thought y'all had long money. Like, when y'all was kicking my battery around, talking about I'd rather die than get an Android, I thought y'all had long money. March 13, 2015, I was bolding. I thought your money stretched very long. What happened? Now y'all scared. Oh my God. Oh my God, $2,000. Get the phone. Isn't that what y'all wanted? You're right. You're right. I hold grudges. You're right. Y'all don't understand how much joy I have in my heart watching y'all tremble. Watching y'all wallets run away from me. The best part is it does not get better. That price will not lower. You know Apple. You know Apple. Look at the subscriptions you got. You got subscriptions you don't even know about. Check your for some blue text and FaceTime. Just for you to share the corner of your screen like this. Hey, so what are you doing? What you doing tonight?
And I have to say, the comments under this video specifically are crazy. It had over 2 million views. And the change up must be televised. I'm not gonna lie. The Samsung users have been having a field day. Somebody here is saying Samsung till I die. Now they call it Type-C charger. What happened to the Android charger they used to mock us with? And the comment that I'm seeing so far with the most likes, the most attention, has 103K likes. And it says here, did the Apple brainwashing finally wear off? I don't know. It could be the hypothetical prices that have been up in the air about the newest iPhones and the latest iPhone products. And this next comment kind of confirms what I was thinking by this commenter saying, you must be broke if you have an Android. Bro, that phone is so expensive. Oh, I thought you had money. I thought you were living in luxury. That blue bubble too expensive for you now. This comment also going on to say, most people can't afford it. They finance phones for 2 to 3 years flexing like they have money. And y'all, it's never that deep for a phone. That's what I really want to get out of this. It's not Samsung versus iPhone. It's you versus your bank account a lot of the time. It's you versus them credit card companies. It's you against all this financing and stuff like that you can't afford to do that's driving you into debt. It should be you struggling versus you doing well in life financially. All of this, hey, I got this, I got that, bunch of noise. Nobody cares what type of phone you got at the end of the day. No one really cares if your screen's cracked. Trust me, I know. I've been walking around with this same phone for many years, and nobody has checked me about it yet, except a few people saying, hey, Symone, you should probably change out the screen because you might cut your hand. Other than that, I promise you, nobody is really phone watching to see what you have. Like, this is not high school. This is not a talent show. Do what your pockets and your wallet can afford.
My life basically revolves around the Apple ecosystem. So let me tell you a few of my favorite things. My iPhone is...
Look, I don't even get... Look, your life should not revolve around Apple anything. Like, I know people love Apple products and stuff like that, but it's going to be okay. I don't want people to think, or better yet, compare themselves to people online who are blessed enough to have these items. And don't get me wrong, she may have worked very hard for these items. She may not be struggling, but I know a lot of people watch videos like this like, wow, they have so much stuff. They have so many things. I wish I could do that. And guess what happens to these folks? They go and finance these items. They go get it anyway, burying themselves into debt to keep up with essentially the Joneses, the people that you don't know online, the people that you see around you with all these material things. Worry about yourself. Don't do it. Don't go broke trying to keep up with people. I'm telling you, some of y'all are going to get left because a lot of people are doing this under the guise of credit cards, under the guise of buy now, pay later, under the guise of splitting it up in those 12 payments that we seen earlier on the Apple page. And additionally, most definitely, some of these people can afford the products that they're showing you all. That doesn't mean that you can't. Perfectly fine. A lot of these people are sponsored to show these products. Perfectly fine. Pondering and wondering why they're able to do it doesn't mean that you can do it. Think about yourself. I know people want to have the best and the latest, the greatest of everything, but you really have to consider what type of damage that can do if you're not being conscious of your budget and your spending situation. And I found a video that I thought was kind of interesting, just giving some insights about how you can go about shopping for Apple products, probably at a little cheaper rate than what is advertised on the Apple website. So let's see what they're talking about here.
If I worked at Apple, this is what I'd tell you. Don't get that. Definitely don't get that. Have you heard of Amazon? You could pay that price and get a 15 Pro used. I know you want the Apple symbol on the back of your case. I understand this. But your wallet doesn't. That's great. But get it on the education site, so that goes down to $8.99. Also great. It's okay. This thing's fucking awesome. You don't need the newest one. Okay, it's not that crazy. $15.99, 60 refresh rate. That thing's $5,000. 60 frames. You don't need 120, whatever. I get it. It should at least be included for $5K. Let's not talk about the cheese grate. $7,000 for that. That's actually outclassed by this thing now. Nice. It's a bit expensive though. A lot of people love the iPad Air. I don't know the iPad Air. You get an M chip. Oh, fancy. Do you even know what that is? What it's going to do for you? Nothing. That can't do for you. That thing's awesome. As is this, but not for that price. That's a waste. That doesn't protect anything. And you kind of have to get an Apple Pencil if you get an iPad. Otherwise, why'd you get it? This does what this can do, which does what this can do. Only difference is the price and the battery life. Same OS, same screen, same refresh rate. Oh, this one has like smaller bezel. So watch. No one can get this. It's just an Apple Watch 10. You're paying for the band. Hope your dumb chihuahua eats your fucking Hermes band. I know you have a chihuahua if you bought that. Every single AirPod is great. This one too. Probably the best pricing amongst all of them. Honestly, I think that's a completely fair deal. Not. I want you to know when you're trying these on in the store, I am laughing internally and probably externally. Also, have fun explaining to your spouse why you spent $3,500 on ski goggles. To those of you that are saying, joke's on you, I don't have a spouse. I bet you know why now. Maybe this is why I don't work for Apple anymore.
I thought that was an interesting video because it goes to show you, do a lot of us even know what the specs of these items are? Probably not. And still running out to go get it just because it is new. There will always be a new shiny thing that you can go out and spend, and to bury yourself in the debt, to waste money getting that you might end up regretting later, as we seen with the lady earlier who bought all those iPhones and she's like, yeah, I could have bought a car. In the moment, it doesn't seem very impactful, but it indeed is. And quite frankly, the price of a lot of these items are astronomical, and the average consumer may not be able to afford a lot of these things, but they find a way. And we have to ask ourselves, how are they finding a way, and at what cost? I know people love Apple products, and I don't have anything against it if you do, but I ask that everybody please shop responsibly. And if you have children or you have any sort of influence around people around you, don't encourage them to just go out and get the latest products like it's a competition. It is okay not to have the latest iPhones. It's okay not to spend $999 on a stand that you may not need. And if you can afford it, do what you want to do. But priorities, everybody. Priorities. What do you think about these prices? Is it ridiculous? Or do you think Apple Apple just crossed the line. Apple just took it way too far, and who's paying $999 for a piece of aluminum metal? But we have to start making better decisions today in order to have a better future. And you're going to like it.